Hey fast fellas, SpeeDMan here. Welcome to this episode of Let's Play Shotgun. As you can see here, we have a few more things kind of set up along this particular route. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to first target the city. Basically just start working our way all the way through here. And by that point, we should have control of this full continent. It's definitely good progress so far. I mean, right now with our position, we're not that far off of nationalism, which is basically where we have exact access to armies. I'm going to do melee, because in my position, if I can get melee, perfect. So that's a big advantage for me, and potentially a few other units, but at least for us, we could definitely do something with this. It's a lot of damage. There we have it. As we can see here, we are at 145 science per turn, and we are at 88 culture per turn. So we've got very, very positive boosts for two different things that we need, just because Pingala is here, and it's going to get just a little bit better. And we just kind of stay back here. I'll let them attack me, because I can use that position as a trap to force them into a really bad spot. Now we simply move up. You can see here, we can outright kill that unit, making it a little bit safer for us. So if and when they decide to attack us, we can very easily defend that spot without a problem. And honestly, right now, we're in a position where we could potentially threaten her capital. They have medieval walls, so having, of course, something like the siege tower is not a bad thing. But because we have the boost with a COD, we can pretty much instantaneously get rid of that threat. And there we have it. So we are basically going to go ahead and take the next city here. There goes our capital. Which also means Victor is immediately going to be moving here. This city is now loyal, so we're okay there. Hercules Rush, not a problem. Capital Rush, not a problem.
Astronomy is much more fun.
There's astronomy, boost for colonialism. We've got ourselves a golden age yet again, and we're going to actually take Exodus of the Evangelists so we can work a little bit more dedicated, have a little bit more dedicated work towards our religion. Walls are down, so there's only one thing that can really attack us in that spot, and that may be the knight, depends. Oh wow, that knight has 0 health. Okay, so we're okay. There's our first ever army. That's taken care of. And just like that. Now it looks like Vietnam's down to 1 city, unless she's got other cities around. I don't know if she's got anything over here. But looks like they're going to be down to 1 city. This city is going disloyal, and it will be loyal to us, so that is very good. It's looking pretty solid. There's a big city that we now own. Immediately have control of this part of the north here. And it's turn 150. And in a period of 29 turns, we've gone from getting ready to start up on this city to taking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 more cities, and soon to be more. That should be the last turn I need to heal that unit. At that point, we're pretty much ready.
Petra, it's the Industrial
There's
Revolution.
Petra, and that confirms we have another normal age, and a golden age is on the way as well. Looking pretty good. This is now a pretty solid city all around. These tiles are going to have some amazing value here. 4 food, 4 production, 9 gold, 2 culture. That is, to me, kind of disgusting. The city can, like, kind of pop off now. Okay, so this is what's really powerful here. Because we've gotten rid of that particular encampment, what that's done is it's dropped the city defense strength from 99 to 87. So 12 doesn't seem like much, but in reality, it's a lot. That is the difference between potentially successfully or unsuccessfully capturing the city in a decent time frame. Remember, we're on a pretty time sensitive challenge here. We've only got another 41 turns until it's basically the end of the challenge. So we're going to be starting up in a few turns here with the war against Hammurabi. Ideally, we can try to get a pretty solid line infantry unit out of this. By taking one of them, we can immediately get it promoted up to a line infantry army and do a lot more damage. And then we should be able to kind of start working through these cities. But man, it is going to be a challenge. Yeah. Istanbul, like I could tell his positioning is so much worse than Canada's. So like if we can as long as we could deal with Canada pretty quickly, I can honestly just heal up one or two of these units and then send the other ones down south and finish this game off a little bit faster. And that's probably what I'm going to be doing. I do see quite a few difficult cities here, so taking cities early is definitely going to help us, but I got to make sure I take it with that line infantryman. And if I can get them promoted first, that could be the main key for this whole situation. But I've got to get this unit over here as soon as possible. It's basically our entire position here is contingent to whether or not we get at least one infantry unit. Then all I have to do at that point is just dial back here, promote them, go back, capture, boom, done. And then have a very strong unit that we can use as a foundation piece to develop our whole position from. Okay. Let's just do a quick little check here. We're not really producing too many units, and we don't really have to be honest. I mean, we're one turn away from building another line infantryman, which is great. If I can ideally get this city weakened heavily, that's going to do some good damage. That'll help. Because then I can bring that in, weaken that, bring that in, finish that off.
Like to the...
Okay, there's the Dead Sea, and that is a great representation of where our combat strength is. Okay, so have a quick look here. So if I were to take one of these armies, right? Look at that. We could instantly kill that particular city, no problem. We can go to Istanbul, do the same thing. We are going to be in a really, really good spot. So, let's go ahead and I would say it's time that we get set up for a capture. There's another city. We'll go ahead and do that. So we have positive food, so we don't need to worry about the food issues in that city. We can do that, and now we can just make our way down to the side here. And same thing with this unit. Same thing here. Prepare that and go for that. And then we could do some walls afterwards. Kind of just protect ourselves. So, you have a decent bit of strength here to work with. I am, however, going to go ahead and just get a unit ready to go for the attack. We're going to go here. I'm going to get set up here. And there we have it. We have ourselves now a nice army. It's 1 HP, but is an army nonetheless. We can go ahead and easily destroy that. I'm just going to do that now, so that way there is less risk. And now I can go ahead and start moving units up, getting them into a bit of a stronger position, and getting set up for some solid attacks. So I'm relatively happy with what we've got here. We've just completed artillery, or rather steel, so we can now make some essential upgrades as well once we have access to oil, which will actually be happening next turn. So next turn I'll be getting that. This will also be really good because for our capital, it's going to get an additional 3 to 4, I believe 3 extra production. So that'll definitely go quite a long way. It'll kind of just make things move a little bit faster. Maybe see if we get another completion or 2 before the end of the game. It's definitely looking good. You know, our positionality is very much strong, and a lot of the other things we're looking for are getting taken care of. So I'm very, very happy with that. I'm actually gonna go ahead and see if I can get another unit to move over here because it looks like we have access to more oil that didn't get highlighted on the map before. And I want to go ahead and bring that down. So let's bring this over here because honestly that is incredibly useful and I want to go ahead and get utility out of it now. And we're going to go ahead and get started pretty soon here on a war against Suleiman. I think that's actually a good time for us to do that. We'll do a colonial war because he is very far behind us. 37 and 46 combat strength is inexcusable at this stage of the game. For what we have 90s. He's got 40s and 30s. It's going to be very easy for us to just take a single unit like this, and for example, we can steamroll through cities.
Untutored courage. I conclude then this point.
Alright, so there's Divine Right, which means we're going to have Monarchy, which is good. We'll move that up. We will go ahead and put Oligarchic Legacy back on, so we have that. And we're going to look towards getting our gold upgraded. So what we'll do is we will go ahead and just pop in colonial taxes to get a little bit more production going. This will just move us along a bit more. Just make sure we're nice and positive in gold so we're not worrying about losing gold or anything like that. And, yeah. So that happened. There. The city now has no walls, basically, so they'll get hit once, and we should be able to capture a little bit more easily, which means we're going to need to start moving up a little bit if we want to get into a better position. Just making a quick beeline towards their capital, trying to essentially take it over with the units we have available. Because they move that line infantry corps out, that actually puts them into a pretty bad spot because that reduces the combat strength of this region a little bit and makes it easier for us to take control. Which, of course, is what we want. Honestly, that's not a concern because if that's their only focus is to try to get rid of my governor and my capital, then that's really not going to do anything to me. That's a nice apostle, though, with seven charges. Solid, dude. Let's go ahead and upgrade you into... yeah, an infantry corps. Just another solid unit that could do hefty damage, so... that's always something I would definitely want to make use of. Yes. There we go. Let this unit heal up for a little while, and we're going to be in a great spot. This can definitely, once it's getting healed up, we definitely can do quite a lot of damage, so that is a good look for us. As we start surrounding his city with religious units, we can actually convert his city over pretty quickly. So in the next couple turns, we'll be able to get that going, and it's going to be pretty solid for us. So, excellent. All around excellent. The game's going to be over in 5 turns, so I think, honestly, whatever upgrades we take aren't going to be like too much of a difference maker right now. Industrial and modern era units. I'm going to have 3 infantry armies here ready to do some damage against that capital. So we can see here, like, the damage potential that we have, it's not too bad. I definitely want to get some units healed up, so getting that promotion potentially in the next couple turns could be pretty massive for us. I'm going to go ahead and move that here, and then focus on production so I can get that done pretty quickly. I'll just do that in like 3 turns.
There were 7 wonders in the world. In the hierarchy.
All right, so that comes in clutch. What that's going to do is it's immediately going to be providing promotions to a lot of very, very important and much needed units. We can now actually start getting attacks going, which will be really good for us. So we're going to start moving up. And we're going to take that, get this unit super high health. We can see that the damage we're going to be able to do is very, very heavy. So we're going to be in a really good spot here. Let's go ahead and just start doing these conversion points here. Just keep up that pressure. Right off the bat, we can make sure that the AI are not going to have any opportunities to get set up for any more attacks. We are basically completely eliminating any chance of a threat that they're going to have here, and that is going to provide us a massive break here. Let's get that going, because then we can actually do some damage against those. We have the positioning to convert the city over and do some very good damage. Look at this. There we go. And that is the game.
Though its face may change throughout the ages.
Let's go. That is a turn 181 combat victory. That is an amazing game, and wow, we have completed it. We have gotten it done. This has been a massive amount of fun. Our first ever sub-turn 200 combat victory, or just victory in general, and we've completed it. We have achieved that, and we have blown that away by being 19 turns below that mark. If you enjoyed watching this and seeing how far we've been able to come with this particular series, go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. SpeeDMan out.